bit better. All right. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone tonight? I am excited to be back streaming. It's been 14 days, so 2 weeks. But super happy to have a build in which there will be immediate payoff. I'm going to take this to work tomorrow. I actually have to go into the office tomorrow, so this is like my once a month trip into the office. So timing worked out really well with receiving this board yesterday, having what I need, and I'm super excited to build this, especially because I am going to mill-max it, so it'll be hotswap, which is awesome. Really looking forward to that. So welcome, good evening. I hope you guys have had a wonderful 2 weeks since we last spoke. I've had a lot going on, so looking forward to building tonight and hanging out on stream for a little while. This might take a little bit longer. I mill-maxed the qual recently, so know what I'm doing, but always can run into some issues and whatnot, so we'll see how it goes. I'm very excited. Big shout out to Reimer for the tier 1 sub. You've subscribed for 5 months. You're on a 5-month streak. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that very much. So thank you. Shiny Thing says, first time chat, mill-maxing on stream. Yeah, shouldn't be too bad. Like I said, I've done this quite a bit in the past. I think the slow process would be putting them on each switch and then putting them into the holes, but with only 35 switches, this shouldn't take that long, which is great. And it'll help just add time for this board. I'm very excited to build this mech vault. Very excited. The Vault35. Because I've been using the qual, and it is usable, and I'm comfortable with it, but having that extra column on the right side, I think will make a huge difference, especially because, like, backspace for me still, I have a tendency to just reach up, so really looking forward to knocking that out. And right, Shiny, only 70 to solder, so you're right. Chemistry said, "G'day, mate. G'day, my Australian friend. I hope you're doing okay. Hope you are doing well. So good to see you here." Reimer as always is early to the stream. He enjoys these. I'm glad he does. But I'm excited. Icono says, "Am I tripping, or has it been a while since you've streamed?" And the answer is yeah. It's been 2 weeks. So, yeah. Again, like just some stuff with life. You know, came back from vacation, did the stream, and then didn't have anything for the week after. The good news is we've got this stream tonight, and then Thursday we're gonna go a little bit outside of 40s. We're gonna do Mirari's NCR 80 build with those awful Zeal clickies. So that should be an interesting build. He should be here in person again. One of my favorite guests to hang out at my house. So looking forward to that for sure. Chemistry says, "Been a rough morning, so taking the day off, and I'm glad for something to take my mind off things and enjoy a stream." Well, I'm glad you can hang out during the stream. Sorry it's been a rough morning, but hopefully things will pick up for you for sure. Darth says, "Welcome back to streaming." Thank you, sir. Big shout out to Darth. He gave me the vial hex I need for this board, and I was able to get that working. So the board does work, which is cool. And I'm excited. This is the RGB version, so there are RGB LEDs underneath the board, so it will light up, which is pretty sick. Excited about that too. Like, again, from an office build standpoint, this will just be kind of fun, and it's not a novelty, right? It's usable, which is really cool for sure. And I'm gonna do silent switches. I have these Otimu silent ice switches I've had for a long time in my minivan, and I figured I can use these. We're gonna mil-max with them, so it doesn't matter. And then I can take it to work and use it as needed. And we're gonna build with PBT Fans Neon. I'll show the case here in a second, but it is the glass green, or green glass, however you want to say it, case. So I think that the blue alphas or the blue sub-legends on the PBT Fans Neon and the semi-translucent nature of them will go really well with this board. So super excited about it. But yeah, how's everybody else doing? Like as a few people said, it feels like a while. It's only been 2 weeks. Feels like a while, and I think that's a good thing, that it feels like a while, because there was a 6 or 7 week run where I had something every single week, which is exciting for sure. And on top of that, I'm going to do some rebuilds here coming up soon. I'm getting a new plate, I think, cut, or, well, it depends. I'm making a new plate cut for the garbage truck, but I am going to rebuild the garbage truck. I'm tired of the Kang buys in there, so we're going to pull those out. I'm going to get some really nice switches. I'm not sure what yet. We'll put those in the garbage truck. I'm going to get a new plate, a palm plate, thick palm from Jake, for the MB44, and I'm going to rebuild the MB44. I'll probably keep the Kang buys in there, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, like I said, I'm super excited, so it's good. BA on Twitch says, "Of course it'll be PBT Fans Neon." Well, actually, I wanted to put paperwork on there. And really, like, at the end of the day, I wanted to put GMK Pulse, because this glass green looks like my old glass green corn that I had, and I had SA Pulse on it, and it looked amazing. It was very complimentary. The downside is that the Pulse set does not have a 6U. It does not have the space bars, because this was the base kit off of Drop. So it doesn't have the 6U, 3U bars, doesn't have the 2.75 or 2.25 because I don't have the spacebar kit, doesn't have the 2Us, so it's like unusable, which really sucks. I could use the 6U that's on Curio right now, but I figure why do that at the moment? That 6U is off of the Hankool set, the GMK White on Black Hankool set. So yeah, I mean, I want Pulse on there. I think maybe if I can find the spacebar kit in the long run, I'll put it on there. But for now, I think Neon will go on there. I was going to do paperwork. Paperwork fits on everything, so even though it's cheating. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, I'm gonna have a couple more rebuilds coming up. Not necessarily new stuff. I know the hobby is kind of slowed down a little bit, but that's okay too. So we'll see how it goes. Dan says, "Glad to be back." Thank you, sir. It is good to be back. And it looked like Darth Foster said that there's an even better version of Vial, testing it out now. Well, I may have to re-download. We'll see. As long as this one only had four combos available, and I don't know that I'll need more than 4. I think I programmed 2 before I hopped on here, but Yeah, just trying to get that squared away for sure, and we'll see. Chemistry says, I got some Franken switches of OG cream stems. Okay. Cherry tops. Good choice. Ink bottoms, inspired by your MX hedgies. Getting those broken in 600,000 times should be good next week. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah. The stems will probably go nicely with the cherry tops and the ink bottoms. That should sound good. What spring are you going with, though? That's the question mark. Are you going to go lightweight, heavyweight, something unique? That I think that makes a difference, and I'll talk about that here in a few minutes when I get started on the build, because I wasn't going to start with the silent switches, but I'm really unhappy with the Oil Kings right now that I have. I think they're mostly stock. Some are lubed, but the spring sounds like crap, and I've noticed like that's part of why Jake's build with the gridiron didn't sound so great when I had it. But like last night, pre-testing, just kind of seeing what sounded good, I could hear that ping, and I'm like 99% sure it has to do with the shitty springs that are in some of these switches today. And so we'll see, because I think it's less about material and more about the switch itself. The more I dive into this hobby, and that's why I went with the silent switches tonight. So we'll see, but it doesn't matter because we mil maxed, and I can always swap them out later and test some stuff out, and we'll go from there. So all good. Shiny says, I just realized I may have a use for my Switch break-in machine now that I'm into 40s. Yep, always, right? That's always a good way to do it. Street Spirit, my buddy, says, looking tan, my boy. Yeah, it's just the lighting. I promise you I'm not that tan. So, Tenor says, what's going on? I will say I have my 40s shirt underneath if it gets too warm in here, but as some of you know, I'm in my basement, and it's been cold in Atlanta the last couple of weeks, or couple of days, I should say, last week or so. Like this morning, it was like 38 when I walked the dogs, and so my basement, as much as we have air conditioning and heating, it just doesn't get very warm because it's a basement in Georgia. So hence the reason for the sweatshirt. So the beanie makes sense. It's kind of like a year ago when I was streaming and I had my old setup and I'd be in a sweater. I had my like that was the reason for the beanie. The beanie originally was cover the head because I'm whatever, it's my hair, but cover the head and keep my head warm. And so here we are back a year later and it's starting to get cold again. I will say it was hot during the summer wearing the beanie and like soldering and like trying to keep the house cool. That didn't work, but that's a whole nother story. So anyway. Chemistry said, yeah, I'm going 61 gram complex spring or 53 gram long springs. Haven't decided. Will be good springs going in, though. Sprit springs. I'm going to call them Leviathans because Cthulhu's have a cream top. So that makes sense. That's cool. That's cool. Shiny says, wow, 38. I didn't think it's gotten that cold up here in Connecticut. Yeah, it was like weirdly cold this morning. And then tomorrow, when I go into the office at work, I'll leave at like 6:30, 7 a.m., somewhere in there. It's supposed to be like 34, right at freezing. So pretty interesting for sure. Pretty interesting. But yeah, super excited. Anyway, you guys want to see what we're building tonight? Have you seen the glass screen? Do you know what it looks like? I mean, we all should know what the Vault35 looks like, but if you don't, pull it in the stream. If you hear my dogs back there, he's going a little ham. I don't know what he's doing. He's being weird. But here is the Vault. Super excited about this because it was somewhat inexpensive. I say somewhat. It was under $200, and I'm excited about a sub 40 that is very usable and one that I can bring to work. This isn't technically the frosted one, I don't think. This is more like the glass, like smooth, clear, which is cool. And I think the plate is acrylic too, matching acrylic plate. It sits on 4 mounting points, 1 in each corner of the bottom and then 2 up top, up here. And so we will, when we get to that point, screw that in. So I'm super excited about this. It looks good. Brings me back to when I had my acrylic corn and it was like one of the first to have glass green. So yeah. Chemistry says the plate is dyed PC. Oh, even better. Okay, cool. Awesome. I'm excited about it. And it's funny because Kane said like the typing feels like nothing amazing, not like Curio, and I was like, I don't care. Like for me, like I just want a cool sub 35 or sub 40 besides the qual, and this has been like the hotness lately. So yeah, that's pretty sick. Chrono said in North Carolina, same thing here in regards to the temperature. Okay, cool. Yeah. Look, I like cool weather. It was a little cold this morning walking the dogs, but we're good for sure. Big Dan Hobbies felt amazing. Love this weather. Yeah, like I said, like during the midday, if it like gets up to like the high 50s, low 60s, that's always nice too. Crack the windows a bit when you're driving. It's always very nice. Finality says, been hovering around the 50s, 60s here in Pennsylvania, but 38 doesn't sound too bad. No, for what it's worth, like, Georgia cold weather can still be, like, humid, which sucks. Like, a dry cold is not that bad to me, but when it's humid, it, like, just gets into your bones, and it's, like, super freezing, and I hate it. But, like, there's that, when it's a dry cold, I don't mind it. Like, and obviously, anybody that lives in the Northeast, like, when it snows and it's wet and cold, it sucks. You guys know that, so, yeah. Anime enjoyer, hey, do you like anime? I still haven't watched anything yet. I'm so sorry. I need to. I think you had made some suggestions on one of my last streams, so I do need to check some stuff out. I just haven't had time. I've been so busy lately. Work has been like crazy. You know, people want to buy software. That's awesome. I will take that. And just trying to kind of get some things moving in that. So that's pretty cool. Chemistry says, yeah, PC is my preferred plate, and apparently it makes it feel really nice. Awesome. Awesome. Street Spirit says, you would opt out of anime. Fuck off, sir. I don't see you watching any anime, all right? I could say some things. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Anyway, remember, initial D does count. I do need to start that. Okay, I think that will be number one. I do need to start that for sure. Reimer says, I gotta go to Ohio next month for work, hoping it doesn't snow, but luckily my region changes next year to North Carolina and Florida. That's cool. That's always a nice thought, right? So, very, very cool. Street Spirit, Initial D, Wangan Midnight, both count. Cool. Well, Street Spirit, if you want to send me some links or a way to watch it, I'd be super appreciative. So, anyway, let's get back to the board, shall we? Sorry, my dogs are wrestling in the back. I didn't want them down here tonight, but they decided they want to be hanging down here. So, the logo is, I don't know if it's like laser engraved or just engraved. I think it's regular engraved. Cool logo. I know it's hard to see, but a Vault and then 35, right? Vault 35. So, yeah, super excited. 4 bump-ons. So, they came with the kit. I put them on already. I just didn't want to damage the case last night when I was messing with it. And, yeah. Again, small board, excited. I'm going to do the mil-maxing first, and then I will lube the stabilizers. I'm going to do the 2.25, 2.75 layout, mostly because that's the most compact I have across keycaps. But because I'm mil-maxing it, I'll probably mil-max either tonight or another night the other sockets, and that way I can do any of the layouts. I think that's the goal in case I get like some 3U bars, which... I think I got the spacebar kit with the neon. I think PBT Fans Neon has the 3Us in it. I just don't have the stabilizers for that. So if I mil-max that, I can swap and do the 3Us, which I like the very even look. I will say this, though. My hand position, when I type, my thumb ends up almost dead center of the spacebar, like, as I'm typing. And that's literally just my habit, right? The issue with some of the split spacebar builds is my thumb will end up right between both space bars, like especially the 3Us. So I have to bring my thumb in a little bit, which is not like a super pain in the butt, but it's not super comfortable either. So it's a little bit of give and take, right? Like that's the best way I can put it. So all good though. So I'm gonna go ahead, because this may take a little while to set up and get started. I'm gonna start with the switches. So we're gonna put the case over to the side, just over here for now. And then tonight I'm using 0305 sockets. I got these from Glow a long time ago, and I used them in the qual. So they sit just a hair up on the PCB, but they're still good sockets, so that's what I'm going to use. I think for future 3305 or 7305 are probably preferred, but we'll go for that. So Reimer says, what keycap set do you have on the van? That is PBT Fans Propulch with the spacebar kit, which provides the accented arrows. If you recall, I got like supposedly, or I was the only one who noticed, like one of the first 40 kits for this set, and and it turned out that they had done the wrong color for the mods for 40s. So they redid that. They sent me a new kit free of charge, no shipping, which was great. And I've been rocking it. I put it on a couple different boards, but I think it looks good on the van right now, and mostly because I had PBT Fans Neon on the van, but then I ended up obviously moving it off because we're going to use it on the Vault tonight. So from a SIP socket, or Mil-Max, I want to say SIP socket, from a Mil-Max standpoint, again, these are 0305s, and these are what they look like on the Switch. So they're on there decently snug, so I'll go ahead and make sure I put them all on the Switches first, and then we'll go ahead and, as we go about, sorry, I forgot the camera zoomed in, put them into the PCB and solder that way, and then we can put the plate in. But yeah, that way you guys can see how that goes. So we're gonna do all these first. Boop. There we go. And again, only 34 more switches to go, so not too bad, hopefully. Move, dog. And these Otimu Silent Ice, they blend in with the carpet, so I couldn't see that one for a second, so. Shiny asks, is it hard to get a van? I kind of want to try a sub 60 for games other than shooters. So I will say this. If you go on the Trashman wiki, I believe there was, excuse me, 1 second. No. Chewing on my child's toys. If you go on the Trashman wiki, I believe there were a total of 65 vans made between round 1 and round 2. So you can find them, but they are desired and they are expensive. I know that Factory of Idols put one up, and it was, I think he asked $800 for it. I think I would probably want $800 or $850 for mine. Just like my Pearl, which by the way is for sale. My orange Pearl is for sale. If anyone's interested, I am asking $800 shipped. That's a side note. But yeah, you can find a van, maybe. But a lot of people aren't willing to give it up, or if they are, they're asking a lot of money. If that answers your question. However, if you like the layout and you want to try a sub 60 for gaming, you can find a van round 3 for a lot cheaper, because a lot of people had those, and I don't remember how many were sold, but it's a lot more than the van for sure. I'm telling y'all, some of the old legacy garbage. I say old legacy. Hey, knock it off. The old legacy garbage is hard to find and expensive because they are really good. Like the garbage truck, there's only like 30 some odd examples of it. And I picked mine up off of Wallet Burner, who was nice enough to sell me his for a very fair cost. But again, like that board, I would want a lot of money for that board, etc. So that's just kind of the nature of these boards. And I think Embrace will break that a little bit. I know Embrace was expensive, but I also know that we sold, 65 of them. So there'll be plenty out there for sure. But when I get mine back, which is currently in shipment back from Crispy Shots, when I get mine back, I have no plans to get rid of it. It's an awesome board. It feels amazing, and it's great to game on. So just food for thought. That was my tangent about vans and garbage. And Finale says, I've got some 0305s in my CAS. I need to desolder and put them in every switch position, and they make a big bar stab rattle. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I'm not going big bar tonight, so we'll see. Is it just the way they sit, or what is it? Uh-oh. Bent that pin a little bit, but that's okay, because that's going to sit like that. There we go. Cool. Just be careful with some of these. I'm just like willy-nilly in some of these, and that's not good. Sorry, let me catch up. Beppo said I was a shill. I don't know if I'm shilling necessarily, if I'm just saying, hey, my stuff is for sale. That's a little different, right? It's good to see you in here, Beppo, though. I know it's been a while. I know you haven't been in some servers recently, so I hope you're doing okay, for sure. Chemistry says, if you are using 0305, I'd be careful with the stabs. I found that 0305 with stabs on a soft plate leads to very awkward space bars as they don't sit flat. Okay, so we'll see. That I will say the 4.25 on the qual is okay. At worst, as Finality says, I'll desolder and we'll just deal with, for now, a switch in the like soldered into the position, and we'll figure it out from there. No big deal. I'm willing to be risky here because I want something where I can swap out and change switches as I desire. And it's a good test platform, right? Like, it's not officially tray mount, but it's close enough, and I can get a sense of like how something might sound, etc. Finale says, in addition to VAN, there are also some open source VAN PCBs floating around. You can get a P3D world spawn case for. Yeah, that too. Thank you, Finality. So yeah, there are cheap options for Shiny Thing if you are interested in the layout, for sure. It is a GOAT layout in my opinion, especially for gaming. Although I've been stopped playing Warzone on mouse and keyboard, I switched over to controller. I finally switched over. And the aim assist is ridiculous in COD, and if like controller players, I don't think have any idea how good they have it in COD, and how much assistance and help they get if you know how to abuse aim assist. Because, good God, like I haven't played controller in like 5+ years. I don't miss shots. I don't miss shots at all. It's insane. And so yeah, and Street Spirit, if he's still in here, he gets wrecked by controller players nightly. And I think I maybe convinced him to buy a scuff. I'm not sure. So, yeah. Tenor says, did he ever do his Embrace review? Yeah, so actually that's why Crispy had the board for a little bit longer than I initially thought. He basically had to do his full YouTube review. It looks like it'll be like a 5 to 6 minute YouTube review, which will be cool. And he said by the end of the week he should have it up. So as soon as it's up, I'll link it in both 40's Discord and Evan's server, and we'll see what he says. I'm very interested to see what a unbiased third party who doesn't normally use 40's thinks of it, especially one who, in the initial reason I sent it to him was because he didn't understand how good milled acrylic actually was. He was like, how does this cost so much? Why does this cost so much? Although his initial reactions when he got the board were pretty positive, so I'll be very curious to see what he thinks and what the... We just lose one? Yeah, we just lost one. I'll find it later. What the review is from him, so we'll go from there. Finale, yeah, the way the split space ones sit interfere with the big bar. Okay, gotcha. Well, I'll keep note for that. So like I said, we're only going to do split space tonight. Maybe I'll keep it that way, again, just from like a compatibility standpoint, and then we'll go from there. Tenor says, what? Mouse and keyboard to controller? Yeah, in COD, it is more advantageous to be on controller than mouse and keyboard. Long range, like mouse and keyboard pretty much dominates. And I say that, but like up to like 200 meters, aim assist kicks in, which is stupid. So in close quarters combat, if you're a semi-competent controller player, like me, like semi-competent, I'm not even good, just semi-competent, you don't miss shots. If you can get the aim assist to kick in, you do not miss a single shot. They're all chest, head, neck. Like, it's stupid. And I didn't believe it. Like, I was always like, yeah, right, like, these guys are cheating, or, like, they're just so much better than I am. No, the software is doing everything, and it's so stupid. And if you are playing COD on mouse and keyboard in 2022, you are literally putting yourself at a disadvantage, and it's stupid. So yes, that's the reason for swapping to controller. Shiny Thing said, yeah, I'll do some research on the van. Awesome. Well, good luck on your hunt. I hope you find it. Like I said, or find one that you like. It is a good board. Like I said, I still, if I played other FPSs or whatever, I use it. Occasionally play this online game called Crunker, which is basically like CSGO, but in like 16-bit, and it's awesome, and I still use that. Also, SA Ambassador running soon, so Van might run again with the teal accent piece. SA Ambassador is officially live, by the way. 100 spots available. I need to go purchase my spot. I haven't done so yet, but yes, it is live. And it is like a 2024 delivery date, so just, you know, it's going to take a long time because it's SA, but it should be pretty awesome. I'm excited about that. Street Spirit, who I play Warzone with, says, sanctioned hacks is what aim assist is. Yeah, basically. And the devs know it too. They have said straight up, if you're on mouse and keyboard, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage. So now people know. That's what's up. I am kicking some of these. I'm gonna have to find these. I'm kicking a couple across the desk. That's not good. There we go. Fruity Keep said controller. Yep, like the Drake song. Boosted Break gifted a tier 1 sub to Anime Enjoyer. So thank you, Boosted Break. I appreciate that. I didn't catch that a little bit a while ago. So thank you so much. Appreciate the gifted sub. Good reminder, I will never ask or beg people to sub or follow my stream. You are here because you like me or you like the content and you like hanging out. So thank you so much. I appreciate everybody's support, continued support. And allowing me to entertain you for a couple hours occasionally. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it at least, so thank you guys. And we did officially lose, a socket or two, so whatever. These things are super tiny, so naturally you are bound to lose them. Shiny Thing says, I just bought a Coriander and a Packer, so I probably won't be looking one for a bit. Yeah, both good boards. I'll be very curious. What do you think about the Packer? It's the P4. It's a unique board for sure. I used mine actually the other day. Happy I did. I pulled it back out again, and a reminder that like it's super bouncy with the Model V PCB, so like getting comfortable with it took a minute again. That's the best way I can put it, like getting comfortable. It's fun, it's a nice typing experience, but it's definitely unique, and if you're not prepared for like that bounce, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Sorry, here we go. Catching back up. I just saw there was another chat. Oh, Boosted Break. See you in the office, my G. That must be Blake. What's going on, bud? Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you, man. That's so kind of you. If that's Blake, which I think it is, Blake is my BDR. He helps me in my day-to-day job. So shout out to Blake. Awesome to see him here. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I will catch you in the office tomorrow. That's right. Anyway. Let's catch back up. SA Ambassador, I think the van with teal, he said he would be a while off, but he'd run it after Embrace is delivered, etc. He also said another version of Garbage Truck coming, potentially. He's got another board already in the works, hard on. He's going to work on a project with me, which is exciting. So, yeah, there's a lot in the works with Evan. He definitely has not, quote, left the hobby, that's for sure. Damn, okay. Willie J, William Jones says, good evening all, what's good? And he says, something because I'm awesome. So thank you, Will. Appreciate that. He is getting ready to send me a bunch of things. I think we are going to build a couple more vaults in the next couple of weeks. I may do, I don't want to say I misread it, but I think he said he had 6 vaults. So we may be doing like I may do like a very long stream. I may do like a 4 or 5 hour stream. I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes, but that may be in the works, and I may just do a bunch of vault builds all together. We'll see how that goes. Shiny Thing says, I'm waiting a keycap set for the P4. Getting 40 support in a set that works with black body has been difficult. I think most sets work with black really well. It seems like the difference is with 40s and just making sure you have the right van compatibility, right? Like, I think that's always seems to be the hard part. So, good luck on the search. I hope you find something you like. I put paperwork back on my white one tonight because I did some swaps. I took Propulch off of my white one. And yeah, just find what you like, and hopefully it has support, right? Like, that's the best way to go about it. All right, let's put this back. It looks like I did lose 2 sockets, so I'll have to try and find them later. I'm on a carpeted floor, so good luck to me possibly finding that. But yeah, we should be good. Okay. Let's go ahead. I've got the soldering iron on. We are up to temp. Let's go ahead and put all these into position so that way we can get started. Let me make sure I'm on the right side. I am. Oh, about the PCB, which I really, really like. Obviously, you have your layouts here, like what's available to build on this bottom row, which is awesome. And like super helpful. And then what's even cooler is instead of the stabilizer sizes here, you see layout 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kane put 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, so you know where each switch goes, which is super awesome and super helpful. And like to me, it's the little things like that which really are like the nice touches on a PCB, right? That say like, hey, here's how this goes if you want this layout. Like that's so cool. So it helped me. I didn't have to go look up the KLE somewhere, like it's already on the PCB. I'm like, wow, that's incredibly helpful. So big shout out to Kane as always. All his stuff rocks. So, you know, no complaints there. Rage is here. Rage says 4 vaults is like 1 full size. That's kind of true. So excited about that. And Finality says a vaultathon. Yeah, maybe we'll do a vaultathon. I'm curious to see what colors William is sending me. I don't want him to tell me. I just want to see what he's got. William, you probably do want to send me some keycap sets. If you don't, if you haven't packed them up already, I would suggest sending some, just so you can kind of give me something to put on the boards. Otherwise, I won't have a lot to put on those boards. Just FYI. Chemistry says use a magnet to find them. Yeah, I will. These dogs are gonna screw everything up, so it's fine. But thank you. I will do that. Go. And I will scan the carpet, if you will, with the magnets. So we'll go that route for sure. Shiny said, wow, silk screen thing is super nice. Yep. Rage says, honestly, GamerCaz too. That handle is sick. Yeah, that is pretty sick too. I do like that. Again, Kaz is usable for me, but I'm excited to just have this extra column on the right, especially for like backspace. I think the 11U and being asymmetrical is super, super cool and unique too. So we'll see. Darth says I have F basic on my Black Hydra and it looks really good and has plenty of 40 support. Yes, it does. Tenor said that the numbers on the silk screen made his build super easy, so that's awesome. It's good to hear. I bet Kane appreciates that feedback for sure. All right, let's do that. Static, subbed at tier 1. You've been subscribed for 8 months. You're on a 3-month streak. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that, Static. It means a lot. Although you said so close to that stream, baby. Not sure what that means. Sorry. Maybe you can elaborate for me? But I like how everybody says, what's up, Static? No raffle tonight. Sorry, Static. I'm keeping it simple. I owe a couple people some shipments. I'm going to get those taken care of. Like the mystery box from 2 weeks ago. I still haven't shipped that out. One of the winners' shipments got sent back to me, so I got to fix that. I got a lot to catch up on in terms of shipping, so bear with me. But we will do some more raffles soon. I've got a bunch more B-stock artisans to give away. I may do like kind of like a 5 or 6 grab bag kind of giveaway. We'll see how that goes for sure. So, Chemistry says, I kind of want a Pearl Stagger Vault35 looking at it. Yeah, you could do that, I guess. I guess this would be a 1.5, and this would be a 1.5 as well, which would be pretty cool. Might make keycap compatibility hard, but when isn't it on a board like this? I mean, come on now. Nine months is the amount of time it takes a human to gestate, so a stream baby is 9 months of subs. Oh, that's cool. Okay, now that makes sense. Thank you. That's cool. Chemistry says DSS 40s goated because R3 duplicated. Yep, that is true. I think you mean SA though, right? DSS are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I think, right? I don't think it's 3. SA is, I know, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, which is preferred for 40s. So means I even get a 1.5 control key and then a 1.5 enter with DSS 1992. Okay, interesting. I was pretty sure it was row 5, but maybe it's certain sets. But okay. DSS has it too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, now I know. Thank you for the education. Because I used to do that with SA. I'd use the 1.75 control for an enter on a board like this because you had it. So, all right. So this is what's cool. So I'm doing layout number 4. It's hard to see. I'm doing layout number 4 here. The 4 hole is right here. So I just put it right like that, which is so cool. That just makes life so much easier. Thank you, Kane. 4 goes here for the 2.75. And then the 2.254 goes right here. It just takes all the guesswork out, which is so helpful. And then the 1.5U goes right here. Awesome. Thank you, Kane. All right, so we're going to do a quick flip and then push it down. Not plateless tenor. These have mil-max sockets in the bottom. So we'll do the mil-maxes and then pull them out and then put the switches into the plate, and then we have a hot swap board, which is so cool. So yeah, not plateless, I promise, because otherwise there's no way to sit this into the case. I promise you that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There we go. And here, I'll zoom in so you guys can see. You can see the mil-max sockets all here. Oop, don't want to push them out. And like I said, now that we've got them all in and everything's resting on the switches, we can start soldering actually, which is really sick. I replaced the solder tip finally on my soldering iron, so I got around to that. Let me unplug this for right now. Move the van out of the way. We're gonna turn on the fan. If you guys remember, the fan is a little bit loud for me, so I won't hear as much, but at least I won't be inhaling solder fumes. That's the entire goal, right? So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit there. Chemistry says, oh my god, yes, I forgot. I meant to send a congratulations. Hedgie, super happy for you guys. Got a notification on Insta. Thank you. I did announce it on the last stream that we are expecting another, it is a girl. We're expecting another girl. So it is super exciting. We did make, my wife and I took pictures of our daughter on vacation. She held a beach ball that said Big Sister March 2023. And she posed, like, because she's the cutest kid in the world, I guess. I don't know. I got a story about her. I'll tell that a little bit later. Her memory is absolutely insane for a 3-year-old. It's insane. But yes, thank you so much, Chemistry. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you, for sure. So let's go ahead and get these soldered. Rage says, considering any names. Yeah, we're still in the works. We had one we thought we wanted, and then turns out we may not want that name, so we're gonna kind of figure it out. We'll go for there. Static says 2 is fun. Huge congrats. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, so this is a brand new tip, which is exciting. We'll get this all tinned up here. I'll do that off the camera. Don't want to burn my microphone cable. That would suck. Big time. Okay, there we go. I think we are almost tinned up. Hold on. Little drop spilled onto the... Oh, that's cool. That's still very hot. Good lord. That dropped. It sat there for like 5 seconds, and it was still incredibly fire hot. I don't know where that piece went. That was... Oh, here it is. The mil-max socket fell out. I see it. Unless that's one that I lost earlier. But, yeah, a little piece of solder. And I found a mil-max socket. So, it looks like that one didn't fall out. It looks like that was the one I lost. Cool. Put that in the tray over there. As the parent of 2 children, I wish you the best of luck, though. Haha, you are now outnumbered. I am, and I will be in the sea of estrogen, because it'll be my daughter, my other daughter, and my wife. So, a lot of women. It'll be interesting for sure. All right, let's see if this new tip can get going here. The contact point isn't near as good, or at least it's going to take some time. Maybe. We might be struggling a little bit. Yeah, this new tip may put the brakes on me for a second here. I may have to swap this out. We'll see in a second. Just don't know if it's not getting hot enough or what. That got hot enough. Interesting. But it's not spreading to the rest. There we go. That one is. It's just taking a while. Interesting. Wonder what the issue is. This one socket's gonna need to be cleaned up for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull this one socket out so we can figure out what's happening. Gar says, "Congrats, gonna be outmanned and outnumbered." Yep. So, reminder: this part, while I solder, which might take a while, and I may have to swap. Well, I may not. Okay. Let's see. It's just being a little wonky in terms of like heat and wanting to do what I want it to do. Yeah, I'm not getting like even heating like I would on my old tip, which I threw out because it was worn down pretty well. Weird. Alright, that one's soldered okay. It's not great, but it's soldered. Let me, struggling early tonight. This will not be a scuff stream, though. I promise you guys that. No scuffs tonight. There we go. Huh. We had a switch fall out. Switch down. Where did you fall out? Right there. Okay. What type of switches or switches have you been preferring lately? Lately, I've been more into something a deeper sound. At first, I was on board with the long pull trend, and I have not been feeling that as much lately. So I don't know if that's just an indictment on like how I feel about sound or something along those lines. So yeah, long pull. Still linears, right? Linears are always going to be like my thing, but like long pull linears for sure are not in favor with me as much anymore. Wow, I'm really struggling with this. Okay. I'm not getting clean solder on here. We may have to swap out the tips. Give me one sec, guys. Tip here. This may be the one I need. I'm gonna have to find a way to. I know. I thought I had pliers down here. I do not. Alright, this may actually be the tip I want to use. We're just not getting good contact, which is weird. It's like the front of the tip isn't soldering, so. No, chemistry, the tip is clean. Like, it's unused. Like, and that's why I tried tinning it up a little bit. But, like, this one, I think I had used in the past. It just may be a hot minute. We'll see. I'm going to try and swap it. I do need to grab pliers. So, I'm going to take 2 minutes. I'm going to put BRB. I will be literally right back. Just hang tight. 2 minutes, unplanned. So, not scuffed, but unplanned. Be right back. All right, sorry about that. And it got hot, so twofer. I had to take the sweatshirt off. It got way too hot. Whew. Okay, so let's do this. I got my pliers. We're gonna swap out the tips. Hopefully this doesn't burn too much, if anything. My bad about that, guys. I don't know. It's been forever since I swapped the tips on the soldering iron, so let's do this. Let's put you there. You are gonna be super hot. Let's take you off. Do I have somewhere safe to put this? Is everything in here plastic? You want metal tray, right? Boop. Yeah, metal tray. That'll work. Okay. Got the new tip. Or the new old tip, I should say. Almost picked that up with my hands. That would have burnt the shit out of me. And thank you, Darth. Yes, nice shirt. I will wear this for every stream if it's not super hot or not super cold down here and you can't see it. But as I said, I got hot sitting here with the soldering iron, so who knows? Yeah, let's get this. Sorry, I know you guys can't see this. I'm currently in the middle of screwing on the tip, getting it locked down. Again, this thing is hot, 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 so. And I was able to put the dogs back upstairs, so now they won't bother me. Because I gotta tell you, they were much louder. I don't know what you guys could hear, but they were loud. Alright, so a little bit of a scuff and having to get up. I am gonna have to redo this one set of sockets, but that should be relatively easy. This one keeps falling out. This one's not been in favor of hanging out in there. Cam says, yo, can't stick around, but I look forward to showcase picks. Thank you, Cam. I appreciate that. Appreciate that for sure. Chrono did say, I missed it. Chrono said if he's not back in 15 minutes, we're legally allowed to leave. Yeah, I remember that. Right? I remember in college, like, people are like, professor doesn't show up after 15 minutes, class is canceled. I'm like, I don't think it works that way. You know, I was very skeptical of that when I was younger, so all good. Hopefully his tip gets nice and hot. Come on, come on. There we go. Look at that. Sticks on there. Let it tin up a little bit. I'm going to turn back on the fan so that everybody... Again, I won't be able to hear as well, but at least, yeah, I'm safe and I'm not breathing in lead fumes, so... Willie said, what happened to the stream? I had to take a quick break. I had to go fix something, so... That's what we did. Yeah. Looks like this will be a little bit hotter. Can help. We'll see. See how this goes. We may struggle a little tonight, guys, so we'll see. Although this already appears to be working a little bit better. It just seems like the contact isn't there yet. For like even heating, but because I definitely don't want a sketch build. Oops. That has not been clean solder yet. I shouldn't have changed tips. I should have just left it alone. But no, I had to go do that. I think technically that one is soldered. Just not getting like even heating between the pin and the oops, losing a couple here. Put those in a minute. And the PCB holes, so kind of worked. Huh. Okay. I'm not getting good contact, unfortunately. I don't know why. Let that heat up a little bit more, maybe. And if not, I will go find the old tip in the garbage and we'll try again. Willie says I'll check back later. Okay, no problem. Like I said, sometimes this happens with builds. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Let me grab one thing. Okay. Tinning this up a little bit. Okay, so it's definitely melting. We're definitely getting that. Maybe just get this tip worked in a little bit, I guess. Ah, thank you, Clover. Yeah, just to get the Milmax sockets in, which I'm struggling with currently. So, all good. All right, got that tip tinned up a little bit better. See if that helps. There we go. Now it's looking a little more tinned, and we should be able to, hopefully. There we go. That's a little better. Hey, what do you know? Trying to get good contact here. Okay. Looks like that one's in. We're gonna test some of these in a second and see if they stay in when I pull them out. Then I know we did right. So. Just doesn't look super clean. Like I'm not getting like a good good even heat distribution. That's what it looks like. But I see solder on there, so doing something right. Only one way to find out. Well, I guess those are in. They're ugly, but they're in. This one is not. This one is. And this one is. Okay. Alright, so I can redo the ones. Alright, let's pull 1, 2, 3 are out. We can put these back in a second. No worries. So obviously it is working. It's just not as smooth and as clean as the ones I did with the qual. But that's alright. We should be good. This one. Yep. Alright. So they're ugly, and I will have to clean them up later, but we do have them in. The question is, will they work when I do that? So, anyway. This just might be a slow portion of soldering, and that's okay too. And I still have to do the stabilizers. I haven't done the stabilizers yet. So, maybe just be here for a little while on stream tonight. But hopefully you guys are down to hang around. I saw Disastron install Milmax sockets with a toothpick and had great results doing that if the board can hold them when you flip the board. Interesting. I don't know how that looks, or how that would be, but... tapping. I thought it said tapping. I was like, wait, what? No, taping? Yeah, no, taping is. They should stay for the most part. I just, I'm very lazy for whatever reason, so all good. Alright, so let's continue on. trying to get... I think the downside is I'm not getting like heat to the... I'm not getting heat with this tip to the piece I need. I do have another tip that's got a more like wedge angle, which may be beneficial to me, because this one is not wedged at all. So here we go. Too much excess solder on this one. Let's see if I can pull some of that off. I am able to. Nice. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I think the issue is now... Okay, I see the issue. I am not reaching the contact pad along with the Milmax socket. Basically, it's only heating one or the other, so it's taking a long time and I'm not getting good results from that. So, knowing that, I may have to go get a secondary tip, because I don't want to have to keep messing with that. This one switch keeps coming out. Interesting. On this side, I may have to quickly solder that one too. And I don't want to overheat the PCB or the LEDs, because that sucks when those burn out. Alright, last attempt. Again, 2 seconds. Apologies, I know a lot of you are here. I know you want to see this build. I don't know how many of you want to actually continue to watch me struggle. But just bear with me. I've got one other tip that may be more beneficial to what I'm trying to do. And I will be right back. I'm not even going to put up the BRB screen. I will be right back. Just 2 seconds. Thank you, guys. I always feel like I'm unprepared sometimes for streams, and I don't like feeling that way, especially with how many of you are here. So, yeah, all good. Tinner says we love the struggle. Good, so I'm known as the struggle streamer. It's probably a good thing, honestly. Alright, so what I do have, this should work, is I have a wedge-shaped tip, and I think the issue is I'm not getting contact, at least good clean contact, with the PCB contacts, and only on the actual Milmax socket. So try this, see if it works, and we'll go from there. Thank me for my sub or else I unsub. Hey Pizza, sorry, I was out if you didn't notice. Thank you for your sub with Prime. I appreciate that. My gaming buddy. Pizza and I game nightly. So, especially because our buddy Eddie, iBlink XP, is a loser and stopped playing with us. I'm just going to put that out there on stream. So, but thank you, Pizza, for the sub. I appreciate it. Alright, let's, one more time with the tips. We're going to swap tips. Not touch tips, swap tips. Let's try this one more time. Alright. you on because you're hot as hell. Try not to burn myself. I remember one time I went to change tips while the iron was hot, and I did burn myself, and obviously wholly regretted that, so. I like that Pizza calls me a poser. Okay, Pizza. What does that make you, sir? Also, I'm surprised Andrew's staying here through this stream when he could be playing Warzone without me. That's nice of him. Alright. Oh, no, that was Eddie? Okay, yeah. I Blink is the poser? Okay. Alright, so we're going to try one more time with these, with this different tip. Hopefully that solves it. Oh, look, I see where I splattered some solder. Interesting. It fell on the PCB. I'll show that in a few minutes, but yeah, struggling tonight, but that's okay. I guess that's what I'm known for, is Hedgy Struggles. It should be my new stream. My new stream title is Hedgy Struggles. Instead of Hedgy 404, but yeah. Oh, he closed the stream to start us a lobby. Okay, well, enjoy your game. I probably won't be on tonight, but I'll be on tomorrow, guys, so there we go. That looks good. All right, let's see if this helps, and I'll be able to test on one that's got a switch still installed, but I'm able to. Oh yeah, that looks like that makes a difference already. Able to clean up some of the existing solder. There we go. That looks a little better. All right, let's try now. This should be it. Hopefully. And if not, well then we'll figure something out. Oops. Come on. Oh yeah, much better. Okay. So I was not getting any heat to the contact pad on the PCB. That explains a lot. Go. Much better, much cleaner. I'm getting solder all the way around the, yeah. Thank you, Reimer. I appreciate it. I know it's late for a lot of people on the East Coast. Thank you, guys. Please catch the VOD if you get a chance. It will be up later. Let's do this, too. Let's, oh, my goodness. What a difference that makes. Okay. Cool. That was all I needed. Now we're moving. Now we are moving, and I can clean up some of the other ones. I'll put some switches back in there when I'm done with all these, and we'll clean that up. Cool. Much, much better. Yeah, so I didn't have even heating across the socket and the contact on the PCB. So now we're good. Now that I have that, we are rocking and rolling. Perfect. And I'll show these up close on the camera when I'm done. I'll show you guys the difference. There we go. They should look almost like, you know what they look like when you do Mil-Max sockets properly? It almost looks like the cooling stacks on a nuclear reactor. Which is funny because I just watched a video on like the fact that they're building a nuclear reactor for the first time in like since like the 70s, and it's actually here in Georgia on the edge of the South Carolina border, and it's talking about how there's like this nuclear renaissance for power, and of course like I saw the cooling stacks, and that's what these should look like when they're done properly, if you didn't know. And I'll show that up on camera. But awesome. Okay, we got that top row done. And what I want to do, without screwing up too much maybe, without pulling out too much, is... Nope, we only lost one. Okay, it's that same one that I'm going to solder next. Is clean up the others real fast. So we want to put you right here. Take you out, put you right here. I don't want them to fall out when I clean them up. But what a difference that one tip made, huh? Now I'm getting contact on the pads, and again the problem was I was not getting full heating across. So this one, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up a bit. Oh, much better. Oh, goodness gracious, so much better. Makes ugly soldering look much better, which is always a good thing. You want clean solder. Can't believe I was struggling with that. Go. No, oh, this one just, I don't think this one actually has a lot of solder, so let's go ahead and touch that one up a little bit. Perfect. There we go. Now we're moving. Cool. Okay, much better. Looks a little cleaner. Now we can go. Shiny, which is oddly specific, the part where I was talking about nuclear reactors and the cooling stacks, because that's what, like, even when I used to do them, that's what they looked like, even before I saw that video last night. Which, by the way, the B1M, B as in boy, 1M as in Mary, fantastic channel on, like, engineering and projects, and goes into, like, not only the scope, but the budgeting and how, like, it affects the local economy and the war, like, very cool stuff. Like, I saw this whole thing on Billionaires Row in New York, and then they had one on this train system that the UK is building and how behind budget is, but why it's important, and, like, from, like, an engineering perspective, it's pretty freaking cool. That's all I'll say. Like, it's very cool. Alright, so we will get this done tonight, which is super exciting. I am starting to get much better contact with the pens. I'm going to move this a little closer so that the fan catches these fumes, so I'm not inhaling this crap. I still need to try Milmax. I have some, just have not found a board that I really want to try it on. Yeah, you know, I think it depends. Like, certain boards I think do better with Milmax than others. Just personal opinion. You got to make sure you have clearance underneath, right? Like, that's a big one, because they are long. They do go long on the pens. I know it depends on, like, which sockets you get too. But I'm a fan, like, especially for cheaper, you know, I say cheaper, but, like, less important builds like this one. I thought this was a good one. It'll make a good test bed, as I said earlier, for other things. Perfect. Rocking and rolling. Let's go. So as a reminder, even with the interruptions in my stream and me not having consistency, this is an Ask Me Anything segment, so anything Twitch appropriate is on the table. If there's something you haven't asked me before, or if there is another question you want me to bring back up again, I'm happy to do so within reason. Again, just has to be Twitch appropriate, okay? That's all I ask. This is fighting me, okay. Uh-oh, this one is not. There we go. Yeah, these are looking much better. much cleaner. I don't know if you actually said what switches you're preferring lately. I know you said you're moving away from long pole linears. Yeah, I hate to say it, like I'm into Franken switches and making my own and kind of finding some fun like overpriced combinations that make sense. Like if you were, I know Shiny, you're new to my stream, but if you look back on my YouTube channel, my VOD, I did my custom R1 Pearl, and that one I built with Gateron Ink V2 bottoms, I think is it JWK, a Snow White stem, I think that's from JWK, a cherry black top, and 58 gram Sprit Supreme Springs. So like a really interesting linear, which someone said I made like, I basically made like a remake of a basic switch, but you know, like I just kind of go overboard sometimes because I think it's fun to have something super unique like that. So yeah, Franken switches right now are kind of my thing, I would say. So nothing like in particular. I will say, even though they are technically long pole linears, the Prevail Key Nebulas are really good. I do want to give the Epsilons a try, but just kind of throwing that out there that I did like the Nebulas a lot. They are in my Curio, and they are in my paintbrush prototype too. Oh, hopefully I don't struggle with like switches with this new tip. I will say I think it's easy because the Milmax socket pole is long, but hopefully I don't struggle with the switch tips, switch pins, switch tips, switch pins. Duh. Come on, Toby, you know better. And I can see where the Milmax sockets might interfere with the big bar switch position, so. Franken switch, I've made some MX Swires and they're so lit. That's awesome. That's awesome. I've done some stuff with Franken switching, putting Novel Keys, Blueberry Springs, and stems and cherry housings. Okay. Also made some really nice nylon clickies for some non-keyboard stuff. Very cool. Yeah, Franken switching is just part of the process for sure, and it does, as you said, makes everything personal, right? Like it becomes yours, and I think that's a lot of fun too. So. Boop. That one I think closed up on the pin. That may have happened. That's okay. Go ahead and fix that in a minute. I think I just put too much solder in there and it closed up in there. So not the end of the world. Fixable, as I said. I'm gonna have to figure out how to clean up that solder over there, but. Almost done here. After some struggles getting the solder onto the switch pins, we are almost done. Very happy for that. Only struggled a little bit tonight. Okay. This one may be an issue, but let's make sure we're good first. Let's I know, like I said, I know this mic is directional and like I'm right up on it, but like that fan is so damn loud. But we looking good right now. All right, that's exciting. Make sure all these are sitting in there properly. One of these doesn't come out here in a second. Oh, it did come out. Okay, so I didn't screw it up, which is good. Nice. We are looking good, fam. I think we did okay. Which makes me feel pretty good about that, considering. Literally just put together an FC build for the first time while you've been struggling soldering. Ha, thank you. Typing test now. Okay, awesome. Let me know what you think. Wait. All right, so, as I said, now we are officially mil-maxed. You can see them in there, which is exciting. And I did 2.75, 2.25 layout. And as I said, like, it reminds me of, like, the, let's see if I can, yeah, like the little cooling stacks on a nuclear reactor, right? So, like, if it's done nice, they come up the side just like you would on a pin. But yeah. And these are all in there nice and even. Doesn't look like any of them are too high or too low, which is good. Just giving it the old eyeball test. Okay. I think it was worth the struggle a little bit. But again, like, being able to identify the problem I think was good too. That, hey, this is the type of tip that I need to use so that I can get contact on both. And I may actually go buy some extra tips before Thursday because I don't want to struggle with Mirari, because the last stream I did with Mirari was very much a scuff stream. So, Chemistry says, man, paperwork would look insane with the white PCB and green. Well, yeah, paperwork looks good with everything, but I'm trying to break that mold and do something different. So, but I appreciate that. All right, so let's get the stabs going. I can actually. This is good. All right. Again, I'm very now, like, the hard part's out of the way. The next part's fun. Like, do the stabs, put the switches in the plate in here, and then put the keycaps on and type away. And I say type away. Reminder: this will be a silent build, so, like, I don't know if, like, a typing test is going to be, like, all that necessary, but it's definitely. Like I say that, I just mean, like, you're not going to hear a lot. So everyone just, like, be prepared. You're going to be like, oh, you know, now I can put other switches into it. I've got, like, again, I've got those Oil Kings. I've got T1s. Maybe we'll try some T1s in there. My concern is I think I'll hear Spring Ping. So that's my concern. Yeah, too much. Not that you can really, like, overlube a stab. I don't want to, like, have it gunked up either. And I say overlube with the, like, slider housing. You can definitely overlube with dielectric grease. Again, dielectric grease is, like, my favorite method. It's not everybody's. I know some people literally just use lube on the bar. I like a little, like, heavy dielectric grease personally, but you can overlube that, and then you'll have problems with the stab returning, which is always a pain. William says clicky switches. I don't have any on me, but I should probably get some just for fun, because now I have, between my Qual, which is mil-maxed, my minivan, which has the hotswap PCB, the version, like, 1.3 PCB, and the Embrace. I've got, like, 4 boards that are hotswap, and this, the Mech Vault, so the Vault35. I say Mech Vault, the Vault35. So, I do have the ability to fool around with a couple different keyboards, which is really kind of nice too. Having that luxury is pretty nice for sure. I'm going with Stabies. Since I have these, I thought I would use Durox like every other build, but I don't have the screws for them. I somehow lost the screws. So I'm going to go with the Stabies. I think they look nice. They're probably a little overkill for this build, but having the translucent with the white and just the little black bars looks kind of nice in my opinion. So that's what we're going to end up with for sure. So let's get started with the dielectric grease, my favorite. That was sarcasm for those that can't tell. Let's get this lubed up. Oops, don't want too much on there. And I want to be careful. I may pause to like rinse my hands real fast because I don't want to get dielectric grease on the case for the vault. Like even with the paper towels here, that tends to happen occasionally. So Just gonna take my sweet time, and since I've already taken 2 breaks already on stream, to go run upstairs and into the garage and get the proper tips for the soldering iron, which I probably should have had down here in the first place, knowing I swapped them. You guys probably aren't going to care if I spend 2 seconds and wash hands, especially something in today's environment, right? Shiny says, but lubing stabs is so fun. It's not that bad. It's a necessary evil, in my opinion. And if it means that I don't hear any rattles, then I consider that a win. So take that information as you will. Like, a lot of this hobby, if you think about it, a lot of this hobby is super tedious, right? Like, literally, like, so much of it is super tedious. Lubing switches, lubing stabs, perfecting and tuning each part of your keyboard. Like, that's a thing. And so I think I'm just used to it now. Again, like, a lot of this stuff isn't my favorite. I still think, for the most part, I still think I'm going to start outsourcing my switch lubing and just pay some people that I trust who I know do a really good job, even if it takes a little bit longer, because I truly hate lubing switches. Like, it's very mind-numbing. In fact, the one time I had to do like I had to do all the switches for the fossil. I had to do the switches for my buddy Alex, who said he was sending me a package. I don't know if he sent it out yet. That's a whole nother story. And then I had to, like, it was basically like 100 and some odd switch. Like, I think it was like 150 switches or something. And it took me like 3 hours. And I put on a YouTube channel that I prefer for basketball called Jimmy Hightower. And I just, like, tried to just do it as quickly, efficiently, but non-lazily, if that makes sense, as possible. It's just not my favorite activity, and I get it. Like, I don't think it's anyone's favorite unless you're, like, into that whole, like, Zen type of thing, but I always forget how hard it is to get stabies into the, did I put this in backwards, or is it just not? Uh-oh. Why is this, uh-oh, this is fighting me? Oh, because I'm an idiot, and I put this in backwards. Okay. Hello. Hey, you guys. There we go. Let's try that again. I was like, why is it not going up? It's because, A, this isn't in the right spot, and B, this has to go in like that. There we go. That's better. Alright, let's lube the other side real fast. I'm not going to go too heavy on this stuff tonight, again, because I can pull these out at any point, because now the board is mil-maxed, so I don't have to worry about, oh, I soldered the board and I don't like my stabs, or I need to change them, I have to desolder the whole board. Nope, we're good. Okay. Yes, okay, that is correct. There we go. Nice. Keep them in place, like so. I do like the stabies. I do. They look very nice, and they feel good, and they sound pretty good with less, like, way less modification than the Durox. The Durox, like, one of the last sets of Durox I got were so wobbly. I was so unimpressed with them. I didn't mind the C3 I got to try on, I think it was Mirari's build for his candy bar. Those were okay. I didn't have an issue with them. I know some people don't like them. I know TX stabs. I don't think I've had a chance to try TX yet. I think those are some of the ones I've been wanting to try. Okay, there's that. So, yeah. By the way, thank you for those of you that have hung around for the last hour and a half, especially that last hour of just struggling, trying to get these mil-max sockets in. Now at least I know for when William sends me his stuff, I know how to do it. I will have the right tip, etc. So that makes me excited. Nap says that the TX stabs seem to be become more available, which is great. Yes, I know a lot of people like those, so that absolutely is a good thing. All right, see, like I have some dielectric grease on the figure. I just don't want to get it on the case. Like my fear is like I get it on the case and then like greasy fingerprints on the case. So let's get these in, and then once I get these put in, I will make sure to rinse my hands real fast because I like this case. The Vault case looks amazing, especially in glass green. So, and again, the numbers on the PCB super helpful. 4 and 4, like, and then 4 and 4. Just knowing where to put that is so awesome. So yeah. People who continue to put the layout options, whether it's the stab size or the like 6.25 or whatever, on the silk screen, y'all are ballers. So big shout out for that. And then the tool I need, I believe, is this size screw. Nope, this is too small. Yes, it's too small. Interesting. Okay. Good thing is I have a giant. I say giant. I have a box of a ton of Allen keys, like a ton. Probably way too many. Oh, that's too big. Is it you? It's you. Okay. And I did prepare and have all my parts ready to go for the stabilizers tonight. We'll have to check. There's a giant gunk of solder right here that I will need to see if I can get up and off the PCB. So we'll see. Coffee! Coffee with the tier 1 sub. You have been subbed for 8 months. What a beast. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. It means a lot. Glad you're here. Hope you didn't get to see all the struggle with soldering the Milmax sockets, but we are officially done and got those soldered correctly, which is great. So hopefully the board still works. Also, big shout out to Coffee for getting me re-energized about the idea that I would like a exoset for a project car. So, if you guys don't know what an exoset is, it is a custom exoskeleton frame, an exoskeleton body, actually out of here in Atlanta, a company that you take a Miata any year between 1990 and I think it's 2001 are acceptable models, and you basically take the entire body, everything off of the Miata, and then you have what's the skate, which is your axles, your bottom frame, like your one frame, and you put the body on, you put the exoset on top. So you basically drop like 700 pounds or more off of a Miata, which is insane already. And then you're free to mod however you want. So that's going to be a project car for me in the next year or so. I'm looking forward to that. And I may vlog about that a little bit because I've never built a car from the ground up, right? Like I've never done like a project like that. And so super excited to give that a shot. All right. We have stabilizers. We are done. Cool. All right, so let's put this over here. Got you. Again, now all we need to do is put the same switches into the plate and then screw in the case, and we should be good to go. But as I said, give me 2 seconds. Gonna rinse my hands because I don't want to put fingerprints on the case, so hang on. beauty of being in my basement is everything is easy to reach and quick to get to. So, all right, got the case here, which I will say it looks a hair more green in person than on the camera. I think it has to do with the lighting. So we'll make sure we're good here. Yep, we lined up. Let's go ahead and swap that. Got my switches here. Let's put these in. Oh, hello. Probably get the first couple in and get it started. Let's do all the corners. I love that all the layout options are literally bottom row only. That kind of makes me laugh a little, but it's a good thing too at the same time, you know. So let's, update install available for Steel series. I barely use my Arctis 5s or 7 Pros or whatever I have these days. I only use them for Warzone, so. Now my only concern, and I did run into this problem occasionally with another board that I had that was mil-maxed a long time ago, was that the switches sometimes fall out, or the PCB can like drop down a little bit, because it's not like soldered in, right? So that's the only concern I have. It happened in I want to say it was my Daisy that I had. I had a Daisy that was hot swapped with mil-max, and kind of ran into that issue occasionally. So hopefully we don't hear. Hopefully it holds fine and don't have any issues, but we'll see. Now the hard part is lining these up. Let's there we go. Whoop, come on. This plate fork from Jake has come in so handy. So handy. And I know he's made like a bajillion of them, so if you need a plate fork, you can get one from him. Cool. This should be, uh-oh. We stuck? Come on. Where are we stuck on? There we go. I'm assuming we're getting the pins through. I'll know when I plug it in and certain switches aren't working. That's when I will know for sure. So, cool. But these should go pretty straight in because this makes me happy though. If this has no issues when we plug it in, to have another hot swap board, and especially this one, the Vault35 is just very cool, and I've wanted one. I can't believe I missed out on the first couple of rounds. Like, I don't know if I was just like super lazy or just not like paying attention or whatever, but they like sold out. And then like I think like the second time, I gotta pull this back. The second time, I like didn't have the cash or something. Like, I don't remember. I just didn't get in on it. So to make it in on this quote round made me super happy. And again, I've wanted one for a long time. And I told Kane, I said, give me dealer's choice. Like, you pick the color. So he did. So I did like Foster's. Foster Keebs has the purple one that lilac purple, whatever you want to call that. He posted on Reddit. That looked really good. That was a very nice looking build. So, and I've seen plenty of good looking builds, honestly. I wonder how many are hot swapped. I wonder how many are done with mil-max. I know Willie's gonna have me do his. I've got mine now. Who else did theirs that way, or did everybody just solder? Be kind of curious to find out who's adventurous like me in that regard. My favorite, Darth, is that anytime we post anything that's like sub 40, like let alone 40s, but anything sub 40s, you always get those compliments from people, or comments, excuse me, from people who just is like, I don't know, I'm always surprised. It's like always those like ignorant crap. Like they're like, oh, this is useless. And I'm like, what do you mean useless? Like, just because you don't understand or just because you think a certain way doesn't make it so. And it always fascinates me how many people are so quick to like put down a board. They're like, oh, it's dumb. Like, why would you do that? That's like, chill. It's just a keyboard. And if you don't like it, it doesn't make it dumb. It just means that it's not something you're into, which is acceptable. Like, it is totally acceptable. BA said I use Milmax on mine, which, BA, thank you so much for the vial folder, by the way. Appreciate that. Bro, my favorite was he said, "Oh, I don't have little hands." Oh yeah, that guy. That one, that post was nuts. I remember I was on vacation when you posted that. So I was literally shit posting and calling this guy like an idiot while I was drinking alcoholic drinks in Mexico. So that was always fun. But yeah, I just don't understand like why people like hate so much. They're just like, "Oh, it's so stupid. You're dumb. It's not efficient." It's obviously not for you maybe, but super efficient for me. Like I find 40 so incredibly efficient. Like, and obviously see a lot of people who come out of the woodwork who I've never seen before, and like maybe the Discord server, and they're like, "Yeah, I program on my 40." Sorry, I didn't know I was even on camera. Program on my 40 all the time, and I'm like, see, like people find this stuff super efficient. They do. Plate sitting a hair low in some areas. I do find with like non-aluminum plates, I do find like PC, occasionally like palm or some other material, the plates tend to bow a little bit. And I don't know if it's just because the switch holes aren't big enough, which I remember from the corn. Like that's where I remember that from, is like the initial corn plates we got were off by like, I don't remember, it was like a 1/5 of a millimeter or whatever, but it made the entire plate bow and you couldn't put it together, so I had to get like more plates cut for it. So like that's my only concern usually with some of these like really bendy plate materials. But that being said, this looks really good. And I'm glad I went with the clear silent switches for this build. Again, I don't know how much a sound test is going to help you guys out, but I'll still do one just to see if we can hear anything. And we'll go from there. Cool. All right, so we have made it. We officially did make it. It did get built, which is good. Let's go ahead and put it into the slot. That looks awesome. Let's make sure we screw in the plate. And like I said, I'm gonna take this to work tomorrow. I'm excited about that. Like, I enjoy bringing the stuff that like I build into work. Oh, this Allen key sucks. Nothing personal against Kane. It's the one he gave me in the kit, but it's not good. Definitely not good. So this one's too big. This looks too big too. Let's see if this works. I think this might actually work. Yeah, this works. Okay, I'm gonna use the non-hex tool, the star tool, but that tends to work really well. So let's go and let's go and cross thread. Somehow I didn't get much negative comments on my sub-40s Reddit post, maybe because I put a wall of text to explain my usage. Maybe. I think sometimes, even though still, like if you explain the wall of text, BA, it doesn't matter. Like I think some people are just haters. May have to use some different screws here. Not a fan of these screws, and I've got some really nice M2 screws, so maybe later I'll swap it out. I do have black ones, so it might make sense for me to, because the stab wires are black, put these in. We'll see. Oops. Okay, one more. Come on. Struggling. Well, haters gonna hate. What you gonna do? Yep. There will always be haters. And that's okay. We should be okay with that. Okay, that one worked. Okay. Doesn't look like anything is touching the case. I love the weird like distortion you get when you're at a certain angle, but Yeah, you're not gonna be able to hear anything, but still. That looks awesome. All right, let's plug it in, make sure we get lights. Oh, we have lights. That's a good sign. And I did program it a little bit so I can test in a minute. We'll do that. I'll share the Vial program on screen in a minute, but it's not changing color. Uh-oh. Oh, this cable's been a little wonky lately too, so. All right. Let's, I didn't realize we had so many. I think I just knocked a Milmax socket off the... Why did I do black and white on my mat tonight? That was a bad choice, honestly. All right, let's do the keycaps and get you guys out of here some point here in the very near future. All right, like I said, we're gonna do PBT fans neon. We're gonna need the 40 set, and I think we need like 1 or 2 for the 1.5s from the standard kit. Cool. All right. PBT fan set is awesome, by the way. Like, just throwing that out there. I really enjoy it. So, all right, let's do this. And none of my legends are going to make sense because I already comboed Q and W. Or no, excuse me. W and E for tab. That's already comboed. Enter is J, K, and L. Combo, that's enter. This is quotation, so like none of my legends are gonna match, which is fine. And like I would put Q here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put the escape WE. We'll just go across. It's fine. The plate was made out of PC though. The plate is dyed PC. These are loose switches, I can already tell. When I say that, I mean like the stems aren't super tight because these keycaps are like going right on it. Good God. Did I really put P down there? That's weird. And yes, this key set's gonna look awesome. It looks so much better in person, but it's gonna look awesome with that. So, all right, a little 1U backspace action up here. Let's do the enter key, even though it's not really enter. It's more of like a... Oh wait, that's the wrong one. It's more of like a function, but for most people, they'll be like, "Oh, is it enter?" Yeah, and I may mess around with my key map quite a bit, so anything is on the table at this point. I like Shiny Thing coming into my stream and asking good questions and participating. Thank you so much. That means a lot for me, so thank you. Escape, let's put tab here, even though this is not tab. It's actually control. Because I'm weird. This is actually, that's what I need from the standard kit, the 1.75 shift, which is in the second part of this case. I wish these trays weren't so expensive to get from KBD fans, because they are so nice. I really, really like these trays. Oh, and I'll need the 1.5 mods. This really is system GUI, so this is actually correct. And then I want alt on the other one. I have to find the 1.5 alt. Well, I could put control here. Like I said, like... I think the switch came out, yeah. The legends don't matter, right? Like, in the long run, they don't. By the way, these PBT fans keycaps, I just want to be clear, they are ABS, and they do shine. So, please don't get it twisted. They are still ABS. I hope everybody knows that. And no, I have not tried canning keys trays yet. I am willing to give other storage options a chance because I have a ton in bags right now. A ton of GMK keycaps just in baggies. So there we go. And then this is a... What is this? This is a... see the silk screen's on both sides, by the way. This is a 1.25, right? Yeah, 1.25 here. So, let's put like a menu key, I guess. That's fine. Menu can go here. There we go. Cool. So I only needed 2 or 3 out of this too, maybe. That's kind of crazy when I think about it. Oh. Come on. Oh, we're not closing properly. That's why. Okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we can finish up real fast. So no Z, it's X, C, V, B, and M, and then comma, period. Oh, this is gonna look good. Oh, you guys, like, it doesn't show on camera very well, but in person, this looks amazing. All right, so 2.75. Uh-oh, a little bit of issues with returning here. Looks like we're okay. Okay, we're good. And then a 2.25. So I have two 2Us here. I could have done that one, but having 2Us in the other keycaps compatibility was not an option, or was not as much of an option. Awesome. This looks great. I am happy. It's very nice. And everybody was right. The neon goes really well with this. Like, again, this is a little more green in person. I think the lighting isn't doing it any favors. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think there's a need for a sound test. Outside of maybe, like, tomorrow, I'll put some different switches in it. But, like, maybe you can hear the spring thing a little bit. Maybe. Which I've been meaning to swap out the springs in these for a long time, but, like, a nice, silent tactile. Yeah. I like this. This is awesome, and it weighs nothing. It's so lightweight, which makes it a great travel board. Again, which is why I want to take it to work tomorrow. So if I weigh this, 12.5 ounces, fully built, 12.5 ounces. So, and again, now I have the ability to swap out switches at any point in time and try some different ones and see what I think, and maybe throw some T1s in here and see how bad they sound, because they are not my favorite switch, but I just have them, for example. But with PBT Fans Neon, this looks awesome, and I'm gonna have to take, probably can't do it tomorrow, probably be the day after. I'll have to take some really good photos. The new iPhone camera looks great, so yeah. Pizza with the good vibes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Have you tried those silent HIMUs that Canon Keys has? I have not. I need to get back into the Switch game, and I have some money, so yeah, I'm going to purchase a bunch more Switches and give those a try for sure. Do you use cases when you travel with boards? Been having trouble finding cases in stock. I do. I've got some old, and not cases, sleeves. I've got some old sleeves that I've collected in my time in the hobby. So, Shiny, I've been in the hobby since 2018. I've been in late 2017, early 2018, a long time. And as such, my first ever carry case was actually one my wife made for me. She did it by hand. She sewed it. It's been around for, 5 years, 6 years now, which is insane when I think about that. I told her what I wanted. She looked online, but didn't have anything to go off of, and she handmade it. She made it with a pocket for the cable. She made it with blue piping. I literally just was like, hey, this is what I kind of want, and she was able to do that for me, which is insane. So this is handmade. This will never leave. I remember when I posted it, 2 people were like, oh, could she make me one? I'm like, no, it was for me. And we went to Michael's and got materials. So we got whatever this sheepskin looking sheep wool interior. And this is not canvas. I don't remember the type of material. It's super nice, but that's what she made for me. So that was my first one ever. Cause I told her this is kind of what I want. And she just did it on her Sherpa. Thank you, Luxie. Yeah, she did it on her own. Then, over the years, I've collected a couple. Like, I ended up in a sale. I bought a 40, and I ended up with this one. I can't remember who makes this. But it's got a magnetic button. It's got a nice handle. And no, it's not made of actual strippers. This one's dirty. It's been around for a long time. Again, another pocket. But I got this one. This one's really nice, too. This is like denim, almost. This is super nice. I really like this one because this one's got good protection. This one I picked up when I bought my Pearl from Robotical before I got it Cerakoted into that whole custom build stream. This one's pretty basic. Again, like a nice durable material. This one struggles a little bit to fit the Pearl, but it's good. I like this for sure. I got this one off of Reddit. This one was a one of the guys, I don't remember his name, where you send in the design and then he prints and puts a case together for you. This one's cool because it has an internal pocket for your cable. So, and it's a tie string. So it's this one's great when like I had my my 60s and like my HHKB. This was a great sleeve for that. Let's see. This one I still need to sell. I got this one also done by the same guy. It is a Tron themed for a Caravan C1. It does not fit a C2. I tried, but I did do the Tron theme, which was really cool. So very, very sweet. I may sell this. I may not, because I know that was another project Evan said the Caravan, the OG one, might make a return. So I may hold on to this just because this was a great one made for that, even though I sold it. And I regret selling that every single day. Should never have sold that one. And then I've got the KBD fans for my wife's KBD 65 or 67 Lite, excuse me. I've got her hard case as well. So yeah, those are some of the ones I travel with. I will probably tomorrow, I'm probably going to bring 2 boards. Look, I'm competent and comfortable in using this. I can't have Vile on my work computer though. Like it's not allowed. Like the security is like, nope, can't have it. So I'm going to try and program this as best I can tonight, and then I will bring it with me tomorrow along with probably the Curio, just so that I have a backup board in case I get stuck or anything like that. But yeah, Archie talked about that on my stream when we did the Embrace stream. He talked about the bringing it back because he liked the jigsaw like look that we had going on. So let's see if I can, I don't know if I can share this program. I may have to reset this up. I'm going to go through my layers tonight, make sure everything is good. Let me go to the lighting though. No solid color. Let's do rainbow swirl maybe. Oh, that looks good. Or rainbow, yeah, rainbow swirl. And I can set the brightness. Okay, good. Fully bright. There we go. All right. That looks awesome. And that comes through, even not being frosted, that comes through so well. And even here where like if you look down you can't see it, I can see it on the yeah, there we go. Will they let me use Vile in browser? Probably. I just haven't tried that yet, but I'm still gonna bring both. People like also seeing my keyboards. A bunch of people at my work know I stream, as you guys saw with Blake tonight when he stopped in. So yeah, like it's known. People know what I do, so they like seeing what I bring into the office, which is cool. I like when I brought the van in, and I had GMK white on black hiragana, or hiragana. I said Hankul earlier. Hiragana with all 6 white on black bro caps artisans and the gamer set, and I'm like, it's like $2,000 sitting on the desk right there. Like that, if anybody knew what they were looking at, they might take. Like it's kind of crazy. But yeah, like they know I like flexing and having fun with that. So yeah, all good. But again, sorry, no like sound test. I may mess around on Thursday and pull this back out and show you like the difference between a couple of different switches. But it is 11 o'clock. It is the top of the hour here on the East Coast. So I'm probably going to call it here. I appreciate everyone hanging out. Seriously, I mean it. Thank you for the subs from Coffee, Finality, Pizza Boy, Static. Make sure I'm not missing anybody else. Reimer did. I know Reimer's not here. And Blake for gifting a tier 1 sub to Anime. Thank you guys for the support, as always. I appreciate you hanging out while I had to figure out which damn solder tip we were going to use, but it worked out. At least it seemed to. We got the board built, and it does work, which is great. And seriously, we'll be back Thursday, so 2 days from now. We're going to build a non-40. We're going to build the NCR 80 with these awful Zeal clickies. I hope you come check that out. Mirari will be here in person. It'll be like his 4th time here in person with me. We always have fun when we're together, screwing around, and some scuffed builds. I know we made people cringe the last time we built his milk truck. So I hope you guys come. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night, and we'll catch you on Thursday. Peace.